Hey everybody. So it's Bathing in Herbs. I'm back. This is Amira. Let's talk. Okay. I have talked to people about being a manifesting generator, which is why if you come to my channel and it feels all over the place for you, it's just what it is. Manifesting generator here on board. Okay. So I talked about this a little bit last year, and I don't think I've talked about this that much. I don't think I even talked about it that much last year. I talked about it more so in 2022, but was still aware of it last year. So let's just get right to it. Being a manifesting generator in the corporate world was probably the test of my life. And because I was introduced to human design at a time when it just did not light me up, I was really into other things at the time. I didn't avail myself to the probably relief that I would have felt going from job to job as a contractor, and then eventually, landing something full time and places, and it still being the same issue. So the main thing is that as a manifesting generator, we are probably some of the best multitaskers you will ever meet in your life. The best. That's just what we are. We can have our mind on many balls at once and not half behind. I'm not thinking about my body butters and then forgetting the oils, and then that's just not how it works. The body butters, the oils, the readings, the everything that I do, the clients, you name it, it's always at the top of my mind. I'm either working on it or I'm not, right? I've gotten more comfortable with that of recent, but today marked a big point of change for me, which is interesting. It allowed me to release the guilt and I would say shame that I was holding on to because I left my job. And when I left, I felt like, oh my God, I did something bad. But what became very clear to me is that most jobs these days, it don't matter who or what you are, you're going to be overworked and they're going to squeeze as much juice out of your lemon, onion, whatever, turnip, whatever you want to call yourself. Rose, I don't care. They're going to squeeze as much out of you as they can and then berate you because they can't get every single ounce of their juice that they think is there. And at my last company, I checked out mentally on my own because I became aware of some things going on, and Spirit made sure that I became aware of it. I'll tell a story time about that a different day. But once I became aware of it, I didn't care anymore if I wasn't dotting every I and crossing every T. And I think that when we start to say to ourselves, you want me to do all of this, and the money that you're paying me does not even allow me to really live a good life. Especially, this is prior the work from home workforce, coming forward with they kicking in the door, right? This is before that. But as that was coming into play, when it got there and I started to realize what I was doing, I was falling asleep with my computer late at night, still working. I would be working, especially during the beginning of the quarantine, which then turned into everything it turned into. And it still wasn't good enough. As a manifesting generator, this is a blinky-doo type of sneaker thing for you. Like, you can see this sucker in the dark running through the bushes. It is a call of something's off. Pay attention. Blinky-doos over here. Okay? And I know that for people, they're going to be like, blinky-doos. Like, those are sneakers. For people that know what I'm talking about. My point is, it was just like a blink, blink, blink. Like, it looks dark to you, but there's a little bit of light here for you to understand you need to get the heck away from what you're doing. And so I remember that when I decided to leave, they were coming after me. They were getting ready to put me on probation. And I was like, God bless, I'm out. The reason being is that my life had become this stupid conversation of a couple of letters or a space in a database. And I realized that since that's all I offer, since that's all I am, since that's so important, and it was very important, but it was important in a way of a structure that really comes from the Piscean age, not the Aquarian age that we're in now. It was a structure that was in place to really hold people back. I'll say that. They can say what they want, but straight up. And the people who were the gatekeepers were not like me. And manifesting generators are generally not like a lot of people. We are always thinking off the cuff and we're moving super fast. So when I'm moving super fast and I'm getting documentation out across a university, I'm making sure that all this stuff, and there's so many things, so many piles in the background. So the job that I had was perfect for me as a manifesting generator. But the problem is that most of the time, the world that we live in does not acknowledge that you need to have a safe space for success and failure. You need to have a safe space for, oh, I forgot this. Let me get this done. And it not be something that people are going to haul you into a meeting over. And that had started to happen at the end. And I remember I called my manager out on it. I asked her, I said, is there a problem? Is there a real, because I'll try to get down on it and all that kind of stuff. No. And so then when we go to have the next meeting, which I didn't know what the meeting was going to be about. I did kind of, because I knew how I was feeling by that point. So when we go to have the meeting, she tells me all this stuff, and I'm just like, see, you lied to me, because I asked you a few months ago about this, and you didn't tell me the truth. So she was getting ready to come up with her whole plan, and I calmly said, I really appreciate everything I learned here. I appreciate everything I did here. It is no longer beneficial for my future. My life is more than these letters that are there or not there in this database. It's bigger than that. So I'm no longer going to be here. My last day is, and I literally put it out 2 weeks after that meeting, and I was gone. And I felt I have been struggling for 2.5 years now, mentally, with the idea that I let this go. But the one thing that always grabbed me back and said, don't struggle too hard now. Get over it, sis. Always said that. It was like, girl, the amount of money and stress that you were under, remember, the stress was producing health issues. And that's why you left. You were like, and you want to do what? Listen, it's a blessing. I'm out. Right? Number 2, what is life? Life was bigger than a couple of buttons. Life was bigger than this database that people were. It's like this database became the working artery of this place where I was working. And they were calling from all over talking about this one thing. And I promise you, most of the time, everything was always accurate. If it didn't happen to be, it could have been from when I was being born and I was a toddler in this database. That's how long the information for it has been around. There were a lot of mistakes. I remember I went through audit after audit after audit after audit, and I just kept catching glaring issues from back in the day. But you want to make it seem like you need to follow me around and give me my own Eeyore cloud because I'm not following. I'm doing the best that I can. And sometimes we were slammed when we were working brick and mortar. Once we got into quarantine, the work just, I swear it was on speed, and speed was being provided via Skittles, and everything was just multiplying. Everything was multiplying. It was crazy. I had to get to a place where I finally heard this morning, as a manifesting generator, we skip steps. And I remember at some point advocating for myself, saying, listen, this is a step that's being skipped, but I always go back and fix it. It's not that big of a deal. But, and I think the thing that bothered me the most about it, this has to be done. This has to be done. It has to be done for this particular case because you guys want to browbeat and beat some poor person up through this system. But if somebody comes into this office with the right amount of money and the right stature in the world, page 6 and all of that stuff, okay, stock markets, all of that, they come in here with the right amount of money, I'm not putting no letters in no database for nobody. I began to see the hypocritical, nonsensical behavior, and I was constraining myself, worrying about this stuff. As a Manny Jen, it was driving me crazy, and I didn't realize that was the base of what was really going on. That naturally I move fast. I'm going to get the job done. I've accomplished too much in my life to play around with people about they say whatever the heck you want. I have worked to the nubs here. You understand? No, I do the darn thing. However, when you're not aware of how you are as a manifesting generator, you beat up on yourself a lot because you're skipping things. You forgot something. I'm going to give you a real simple example. You got a party coming up on Sunday. You've taken off from work. You've made sure that everybody at the job has everything that they need, everything that your Manny Jen list could remember. You put your out of office on your email. You're going to be gone for a couple of days because this is a big party you're having. Requiring caterers, flower drop-off, somebody's bringing a cake because it's a very big party that you're having. There are gifts and things that you have to last minute run around and go and get, but they're already pretty much set up. And you have to get it for certain specific people that are coming to this party that you're having. And then all of a sudden, you get this urgent phone call from your manager. You forgot to do such and such and so and so. Now, as a person who's not understanding that as a manifesting generator, and you are one, that you naturally skip steps, but you can go back and fix it, you're going to take that on and that's going to stress you. Or you'll be like, did you look in this drawer? Did you do this? Because it doesn't matter if you have the work done. This person has now interrupted your line. You're gone. You're not in the office. And you answered the phone calls. You thinking it's urgent. I'm here to tell you that as a manifesting generator who has been through this numerous times, the first thing that you must do is recognize it is not that deep. No matter how much they want to impress upon you that it is. You literally need to say some expletives. I don't really want to say them right now because I'm trying to put across a point. You need to be able to tell them, yo, I don't care. I got other things to do. Or not answer your phone and not allow it to bother you that they've called you. Don't go look at the text message. Don't go look at the voicemail. And a lot of people who are generators, they would answer. And for the most part, I'm going to even say generators didn't even get the call. Straight up, because generators move at a slower pace than manifesting generators. So they've got stuff in a trap. They make sure stuff is completely done. And I give them their props. As a manifesting generator, though, whatever task that you put them on, that's going to get done, or that they have been put on, that's going to get done. But a manifesting generator tends to get used a lot because we're such good multitaskers. We can do a lot of work. Literally put it down onto the next thing, onto the next thing. One has nothing to do with the other. And not be confused, not be worn out. That's just how we work. Now, add to it, you got this call from your manager. You either answered or you didn't. It's still causing a problem no matter what. And then you forgot to get a gift for a very important person at your party. And you don't realize it until the day of the party. Our way of understanding our lives is that we're going to forget big things. We need to have people around us that are going to catch the things that we would forget, and the person that's going to see out ahead to make sure that every step is set up and perfect for us as we move forward with what we are creating. It took me until literally this morning to be like, okay, I'm safe where I'm at. I've been fine for some time. But in this mode of releasing, the moon is in Aquarius and it's waning, honey. We can ready to go into a new moon on Friday. I am releasing this. Okay, this is a releasing story time. No longer should any manifesting generator feel bad if they forgot something at a job. Literally come up with a system, find something that makes it so that, and don't make your generator an alarm clock that's going to drive you crazy to the point that eventually as a manifesting generator, you're going to ignore the alarm clock. I didn't tell you how many alarms I got on this daggone phone I don't pay no attention to until I feel like it. That's number one. Number two, get to a place where you start to build, since you are a manifesting generator, build something for yourself on the side of these companies. Because for the most part, they're just looking for people to be rank and file, 1 + 1 = 2, left, right. They want you to do what they want you to do. And if you want to do something different with your life, you need to be able to step out there. I am an emotional authority manifesting generator. Okay. And my profile is a 3-5. So that means I get to sample everything in life, make all the mistakes. Okay. Because I'm going to make them, but I'm also going to come up with the solutions. My way of always looking at that over time was, okay, so we scared, but we got to keep pushing through it. That could be my Aries sun, but we're going to get it done. That's how I think. That's how I move. That's how I achieve a lot of things that I have achieved. And I'm going to tell you now, manifesting generators, you do the best to get as much information that you can from every corner of the earth about manifesting generators. And people that understand that you're a manifesting generator and what it means. Okay. And then looking heavily into your astrology chart. But I say this again to say, if you're a manifesting generator, you're at work, you are cranking it out. But every now and then you're moving so fast that you're forgetting stuff. Do not allow your managers to browbeat you and you take that stuff on personally. And secondly, build a business on the side. You're a manifesting generator. You got it. You got energy in spades. I know you do because I was doing this myself. Okay? Build a business on the side. Okay? So that you can eventually walk away and live in a world where you appreciate your plus, which means that you start many different projects and actually bring them to fruition. They're just, if you know what I mean, it's a back and forth. It's like a genius ball. You're like, that's how we are. That's how we do. That's how we flow. That's what we are. However, release, especially during this time of Aquarius, that the moon is in Aquarius, okay? Release the idea that you have to have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. You don't. If you miss it, go back and fix it. If you are a person who is in an executive position, get people to support you that help you to make sure that everything's always in place and good for you. I'm going to tell you this. This is something else I noticed that I don't think a lot of people have picked up on. Manifesting generators can get roped into the process of making other people look good because we remember stuff they forget because they do move slower than we do. And we got a lot of stuff tickling through our mind and it's ticking. Okay, I got this, I got that. Right? It's done. We are not the type of person that's so concerned about our task that we cannot remember what's going on with the entire office. That's why I would imagine a lot of manifesting generators are amazing office managers and project managers, period, because you're juggling so much. But this is a PSA on a megaphone to the world. Manifesting generators forget stuff all the time. Have a system in place to catch it, but recognize sometimes things are going to slip through the cracks. That's just life. It cannot be perfect. They like to make you think it is, and it can be, but it cannot be. Okay? Plain and simple. Release that stuff today. Know that you are good. Move forward. And accept the love of being a manifesting generator, a Manny-Gen, because it's amazing that we have so many projects that we're doing. I think if I were to write them all down, I think I'm close to 20 I got rocking and rolling. And I don't feel like nobody comes to me and I go, no, I don't know. I'm on top of every single one of them. Legit. Every single one. And there are other things outside of that I'm working on. True manifesting generator here. Let me tell you, it is a plus. It is a gift. We get things done that people, we got the energy for it that people go, what? You doing what? Okay. Trust yourself. Release any shame or guilt that you're feeling over situations where you have forgotten something if you're a manifesting generator because you're moving fast and the air is rare up here. We different. Have a good day, everybody. Peace.